Okay, so now we're on February 1st here, people. So basically what I'm doing is I am going into my videos. If you look at the date on this one, this is August 15th of 2009. Okay, and this was the Malcolm X Chocolate Milk Party Playground Restoration. Okay, something that my government has absolutely no appreciation for when it comes to little people in the community trying to do something positive. Okay, seriously. So anyway, I don't know if YouTube is going to copy strike this video, because I'm going to play this for a little while, and it's got music in it, and I'm just letting people know that I am going back in my 2,150 videos. That's a lot of videos, people. 2,150 videos, not including the ones that's been removed or shadow banned and hidden away like a dirty secret. Right? Just so that people can find them and really see what, one, the foundation was about, or is about, because it's still there. It's just, you know, like today I got, here, let me put it on me for a second. Like today, for example, okay, I'm just letting you know what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, I'm trying really hard, people, with a fuzzy brain because of my eyes, the ringing in my ears, the pressure. Okay, you know, that's what stress does to people. I've been under stress for a lot of years. I don't know how long it's going to take me to go through 2,100 plus videos and put them into playlists, but I'm going to do it, okay, because people will then have a better understanding when they're coming in fresh, right, to the story, that is, okay, because then they can go into the playlist and kind of pick and choose what part of the story that they want to start familiarizing themselves with. Like, for example, do they want to familiarize themselves with Uncle John's story? Or do they want to familiarize themselves with Andre's story, or Sierra's story, or ShaMay's story, or Amari's story, or the community story, right? You know, there's a lot of stories on my channel, people. A lot of stories. So, you know, for people to get an understanding of what the channel is about, because it bounces around with all these different stories, and then I'm throwing in yard work, and then I'm throwing in food cooking and food storage and this and that and blah 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 blah, right? You know, it can, right? So anyway, I got a notice in the mail with my HSBC bank saying that I need to deal with reactivating or doing something before they charge me in April, right, in terms of, because all those accounts went dormant when Uncle John went medically kidnapped. Okay, like, when the government did that, people, it really just, I mean, it was enough. I had to deal with Andre, the illegal apprehension, see my daughter deteriorate into something that, God forbid it happens to anybody else, but we know it's happening to a lot of people in this province because that's just manufactured property. That's been by design, right? We're being replaced with something else in terms of the Canadian-born people are being replaced with something else. And the best way to get rid of the Canadian-born people is to attack the children when they're in schools, feed them dope, right? Get them hooked for life, prostitute them out, you know, just the whole 9 yards until the very bitter end, and then you scoop up on their organs, right? One man's junk is another man's treasure, let's face it. Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about, but those stories are important, and this is why I'm doing this playlist, because if you're coming in fresh and you haven't really been around my channel, even though I've been around for 11 years, you wouldn't know these things, right? Like, who's Uncle John? Who is this Uncle John that she keeps talking about? Like, geez, let the man rest. Well, you see, the thing is, people, Uncle John wasn't that way. He'd be fighting for justice right along with me if he was here with me today, okay? Trust me, all right? If it wasn't for Uncle John, I don't think I would have done half of what I've done, because he was the one that was always needling in my ear. You can do it, Judy. Yes, this is the way we do it, you know. You do it this way, and here's my advice, and, you know, because we talk it out, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, I was the one that was sitting down doing all the writing going out into the community for the most part, and well, yeah, everything, right? But the point is he encouraged me to, one, believe in myself, right, and two, to not be afraid to get out there and face those politicians. That's a big one right there, people. If it wasn't for Uncle John, I don't think I'd have the voice today. Uncle John worked in the Parliament building for 25 freaking years. He worked over the Premier's desk with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, wiping everything down. He vacuumed the freaking red carpet that those so-called politicians sit in and have their fuckery fests. And then he'd witness them all spill out of the chamber and go off and party hardy as he'd clean up after them. So I'm not afraid of politicians, people. Uncle John gave me fucking lizard skin on that shit. He got me ready. So anyway, moving along. Because of what happened and has been happening, Uncle John fell off to the wayside, right? I did manage to take him off of Van City, nonprofit banking, right? In terms of a board director having signing authority. It never happened with HSBC Bank. And this board director that's supposed to be helping me, right? The one time I did make an appointment with Van City, with Riley. Riley was there at that time. Riley was there. I was there, right? We were trying to sign on a new board director, right? In terms of signing authority. He couldn't make it. Okay, whatever. And it's never happened, people. But I did manage to take off Uncle John off of being signing authority for Van City. But then Riley has now fell off to the wayside. He's no longer a board director. So the British Columbia Canadian government has basically screwed me over big frickin' time with the foundation. And because it's not like a major charity like the Red Cross or the United Way or World Vision, something that, they kind of facilitate, they don't give a rat's ass about you. Especially if you operate more on principle than you do on money. Because when you go into my videos and you watch them as they come about, you'll see that, first of all, I didn't have a lot of money. Okay? Nonprofit owes me a lot of money. But that's all money under the bridge. Okay? Because I didn't do it for the money, people. I did it because I lived in Canada, and it was supposed to be a good country to be in, where there was supposed to be freaking opportunity. And where the public union sector, the union sector, right? The public union sector was strong. And because it was strong, it opened up an avenue for the more vulnerable to be able to rise above what oppressed them. So I thought. We're talking 20 years ago when I founded this nonprofit. Little did I know that the corruption was embedded in the government a long, long time ago. It's just taken this many years for it to come full frickin' circle and come out into the light. Okay? While it's still being facilitated through dark activities in terms of sadism and that kind of crap. Okay? So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. And in regards to what's going on with the banks, I have 2 banks that are connected to the foundation. Now I am behind on my the accounting books because I don't make no money, people. I have no time. I have no time to go out into the community and ask for money. I've done it in the past. People don't like to give money unless they're getting something in return. They will support other charities first, because if you go to a business, you knock on their door. I've said it before in the past, right? You ask for a donation, they'll say, oh, we've had 50 businesses already show up before you. I support this, not business, but nonprofit, right? I support this nonprofit. I support, sorry, I can't help you, right? I've tried the collection boxes, people. business. Well, we don't want to put the collection box out because somebody's going to rob us and run off with the collection box. And oh my God. So after a while, I just gave up. I gave up. Not because I didn't care. I just had other things to do. And it wasn't, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So, for the next few months, I have to, I don't know, people. I don't know. When they took Uncle John, everything, all my finances, Andre's trust account is still on lockdown. It still requires Uncle John's signature to release that money that Uncle John and I opened up that account so that when I borrowed money on my life insurance, okay? I opened up a trust account for Andre, but I took out the money to go to the Supreme Court to go fight for myself in the Supreme Court to get my grandson back because legal aid denied me access to a legal aid lawyer. That's how I got all my wipeout boards and all this other shit, right? I went off to Staples and bought this and that and blah and blah and blah and went to court. And then as soon as I was getting ready to file the stupid shit, right, because of Sierra and Austin in court, the judge said, well, you better go get yourself a lawyer because you already have custody. I said, I'm like, what? Well, because I had it, people. But they didn't fucking honor it. They made me go back to legal aid, put the application in, they queued it, they knew I was coming, and then they sent that application to Victoria, to their main whatever legal aid head office in Victoria, across the fucking water, and some supervisor approved it. That's the only reason I got a lawyer. If I would never have done what I did, Andre would have been adopted out, because that's what they were pushing for. Okay? The point is, that trust account that Uncle John and I set up for Andre has something like $98 in there, unless, of course, the bank already fucking took it, because it's dormant, right? You can't get it out. It requires John's signature. Same thing with ShaMay's trust account, trust fund. I don't know, $1,600, $2,000 in there. It's good till 2032. She couldn't even fucking access it, people, because it required John's signature. Well, where's Uncle John? Tucked away like Fraser Hell's dirty secret. That's where Uncle John is. So it was a trickle-down effect. I wrote it into my notice of civil claim when I filed it against CIBC Bank and Fraser Health Authority, that what they fucking did was a trickle-down effect to every other account that was attached to John and I, whether it related to the foundation or whether it related to us personally. And they have yet to be held to account. So I don't know what's going to happen with these bank accounts. Riley's gone. There's only technically one signing board director, and that's me. John's dead. Riley stepped down. Right? Well, what am I supposed to do? I asked this other board director to help me, but I don't know why he doesn't get more motivated with it. Maybe it's because of all this negativity in my life, because of the public union sector trying to destroy it. Right? He hasn't stepped down yet. So, needless to say, I got to do all this fucking work with the foundation. I got bank statements, people, boxes full. I have to open up the freaking envelopes, sort them out in the piles. You're going to go into my videos. You're going to see it when I finish with this playlist. I've already done it time after time after time after fucking time. But you know what? It was the principle. It was the principle. It wasn't so much that, obviously I wanted to see it successful. But, what you going to do, right? I can't connect myself with a Punjabi community, because I live in a fucking Punjabi community, to make a $20 donation or become a member to a foundation so that $20 can be divided up into trust accounts so that after, 300,000 Punjabis chip in $20, what the hell do you think's going to happen with those trust accounts? They're going to go bling, and then we'd have money to do something for the community. But it never happened, people. It's too much power. Something that the government didn't want to happen because they like their manufactured poverty. They like pimping the poorest of the poor, whether it's directly out on the freaking streets, through their drugs, through their illegal organ harvesting, through their illegal and wrongful child apprehensions, through their let me kick you out into the fucking snow in the middle of the winter time and watch you just crash. Because we can. Because we ordered it. Don't breathe! Right? When did I say don't breathe? In 2013. Now nobody can breathe. Nobody. I was watching Laura Lynn today. Okay? She's on BitChute. If you want to find her, you just go to BitChute and you'll find her there. And she was interviewing a woman where her mother is locked up in a care home. Like I said, I've been rattling the cage for years and years and years. And this woman now rattling the cage, saying, oh, Mom, you're not giving my mother water. They're not feeding my mother. My mother is dying and we're not allowed to see her and everybody's fucking mean. Oh, yeah. Damn rights they're fucking mean. Okay? I tried to warn you guys about it, but you didn't listen to me. Now, did you? Now, because it didn't happen to you, so in those days it didn't really matter. The government was just testing the water with Uncle John to see how far they could get away with it, people. And now they're doing it with everybody, with major, major cash rewards. They're saving themselves millions, going fast into the billions of dollars for the numbers of death between the young people with the fentanyl and the murder, with the old people being freaking starved of water. Like an Auntie Joan. I mean, my heart broke, people. My heart broke. Literally broke for that woman because I could so relate to what she was saying because I went through it. I went through it with Joan. Not so much. Not as heart-wrenching. But I seen Uncle John, right? And after she was dead, John and we connected the dots. They turned off the water on Joan too. A bunch of fucking Filipinos. They come to this country under their work visas, people. Do as they're told. Because if they don't do as they're told, where the hell you think they're going back to? Philippines. Or wherever they come from. Because it's not just the Philippines. But a large majority of them do. Okay? More than 90 to 95% of the workers in these care homes come from overseas, God knows where. Some can speak English, some cannot. Some care, many do not. It's just one less to compete with, people, when we Canadians kick off, especially if we've got something they can pillage in terms of a government and anyone around that situation. So anyway, I don't know. I just know that I'm going to try and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And, you don't know what I'm thinking, people. And if you do know what I'm thinking, because I've kind of hinted about what I'm thinking about what my government is going to be doing to a whole lot of people, including me. Okay, we really just need to brace ourselves to DIE. Seriously. Okay, because these individuals that we're dealing with are not good individuals. There's something seriously evil about them. Okay, this is not normal. We don't live in a matrix. We live on a planet, okay? They're not saving anybody. They're bringing in, I told you, analogs to travel through your body wherever it is that they fucking wrote that shit in, okay? Because it has to be written in through their fucking genome crap, okay? And it's gonna go exactly where they supposedly want it to go. And then they're gonna come back and they're gonna double check up on it through their RNA testing of this and mRNA testing of that, and you know, and blah and blah and blah and blah. You know, there's not going to be too many of us that are going to survive that storm. No. No. Unless, of course, you want to just be dumb and be that statistic where you're going to be at the cancer clinic getting poked and prod, and then one day just up and fucking disappear yourself. Okay? That's what's going to happen. A whole lot of people are going to disappear for the next 20 years. Well, the government's saying, oh, don't worry, we're looking after them. We care about them. Yeah, you care about them, my ass. Okay? So anyway, I'm under a lot of pressure because I have to, you know, work on the foundation books. Not that it means anything, but in principle it does. I just want you to know how the government doesn't give a shit. It doesn't matter if you're a non-profit, whether in theory, or whether you're bringing... Well, of course, I guess if you're with, like, the Red Cross or World Vision, something where they actually are, like, in, you know, deep embedded with those non-profit societies because, you know, it's just more manufactured poverty, then, yeah, I suppose it's okay. But if you're on the outskirts... Right? They don't care. They don't care about you any more than they care about businesses. Just like they're bankrupting businesses. Well, they've been bankrupting the nonprofit for a long foundation for a long time. So I don't know if I'm just going to let those accounts just go and pay their fucking whatever fee they want and start new ones. Right? I was talking to that board director. We were thinking of just maybe starting a new one. Just start fresh, right? It's just, you know, I mean, I'm sitting here by myself, locked in a house like a beat up old woman. Right? It's bad enough being beat up young woman. Right? You know, young women, you know, they're getting abused and beat up and all that, okay? All right? At least you can run away. But when you're old and stuck at home and you can't go nowhere, and you're being basically worked to death, and you do it through fear because you don't know when your government's going to kick down your fucking door and come after you and kill you, right? You understand what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much the kind of society we live in now. Because we disagree with their forced analog? Don't call it a vaccine, it's a fucking analog. Get it through your head. You can't just play on words, right? This is, this is our provincial vaccination program. No, this is not a vaccination program. This is a tagging people's DNA, putting it into a database, okay? Playing Frankenstein science with our genomes through chemistry, okay? Basically, with synthetic substances, which I'm sure fall under the Dangerous Substance Act. And if the police were doing their job, people, they'd be on it. But they're infected too, right? And they're infected with something. Somebody said a brain parasite. Yeah, maybe. So anyway, I don't know if I should be putting this on, because if I put this on, I'll get a copy strike on my own video. Anything to silence me, right? But I just want you to see what I'm doing. Okay? Right? I do want to do something else here. Okay? Right? You can see. Unity in the house. You know, New Nations unity in the house. Anyway, there's that. And then I'm working on this. I'll show you. Okay, I'm just going to walk through it here real fast. Let me see. I wonder if we can do it like this. Okay. Now, if I try and run these pictures, people, okay, through my editor, you know, they don't, especially if there's wording, I don't know. For some reason, they don't come out clear. I don't know why. I've saved them in PNG, JPEG, you know, trying, right? And it's still not working. So anyway, I want to take some time, but it takes time. Okay? I find doing it with the camera like this is a little better. But you see this eye? You can see it here too. Okay? What you need to pay attention to is this part in here. Okay? It's like a film. It's not the iris. Okay? We're not looking at the iris. Okay? We're looking at something else here. So this is where coming into exposure makes a difference, which at some point I'm going to have to try and find some time to do that, because I feel that this is very important to keep this out here in terms of information, so that people, as they're falling off the grid and losing their lives and everything else connected to around it, have an understanding of what they're up against, so that when their time comes, you know, they can go in peace, right? Now, of course, live streams, whether they're pre-recorded or what, doesn't matter. I don't know. Things don't, but what you're gonna find is when you do exposure, you can see it. You can see it, people. You see things just a little more clear. Do you see? If you were having that under exposure, it'd be completely different. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to end up using my eyes as an example in terms of what you get when you do exposure. Now, the thing about YouTube is they change the, I guess it's the bandwidth, right? That's a tooth. Okay? This is what makes you think it's a hologram, or they're importing holograms. I have other videos, one or two, that shows that, but besides that point, okay? But yeah, they change the bandwidth as the video is being played, you know, for different reasons. For different reasons. And I mean, that can change the resolution as well, but what you're looking at here is pretty straightforward in terms of resolution, right? Okay, this is something over something. This isn't light reflecting, okay? This is something else that you're looking at. Okay. And then when you take it to exposure, what comes up behind what you see is completely different than with somebody with normal eyes. That's what I have to show you. Okay. This is not a pupil. This is something else. It's made to look like a pupil, but it's something else. Day came on today, it came up in the front. Okay? So, at some point, hopefully I'll be able to find the time to do that, because first of all, I don't want to do this too much longer in terms of what I just showed you, because I've been doing it for months and months and months and months and months, and it's all the same. It all looks the same. It's the same stuff. Okay, I could be doing it for another 2 years right up until my death, and it will probably be the same. So I just need to clean it up and just, make it where it's more visual, where you can actually see for yourself the difference between a normal eye and an eye that's not normal. Okay? Right? Because there is a difference. But you have to take it to exposure to really see it. Because if you show it that way, what you do is you get the controls coming in saying, well, your eyes, they get all weirded out and dee-dee-dee-dee and dee-dee-dee-dee. Well, yeah, I specifically bring my eyes up nice and close to the camera so you can see how natural eyes that are infested with glaucoma and going blind react to light. Okay? I have glaucoma, very bad. I'm going blind, right? But you can see how normal eyes, I have brown eyes, react to light. Okay? And when I take it to exposure, right, you'll see under the skin what normal eyes look like versus eyes that have been manufactured by probably the Chinese government. You have to remember, this is the west coast of British Columbia, Canada, which is like Chinese CPP, Chinese Communist Party, freaking breadbasket. We've got the triads out here. We've got all kinds of Chinese gangsters out here. Okay? So I think a lot of what's going on is directly related to them. As a matter of fact, there was a little article where from a news reporting agency that specifically said that the Chinese government is now using CRISPR to start manufacturing or whatever technology that they're using to manufacture super soldiers, people. They've been doing it for a long time. They're beyond, this is beyond just the beginning stages. We're well advanced into something that can easily fool you into thinking that what they're feeding you is correct, when in fact, well, this is where we can thank Sierra. Okay? Seriously. Yeah. She taught us that it's very easy to get addicted to the needle, especially when they're pumping in analogs that have been designed by a chemist to basically fuck you over. Okay? To wear you down, make you weak. So at the end of the day, we know what happened to Sierra. Oh yeah, I'm going to finish on this, okay? Because seriously, I don't have a lot of time to do this, so I'm just going to run through it quick, okay? Because I'm doing other things. I'm clearing out my computer, right? I've been like removing a lot of files, putting them onto external hard drive, right? I'm gotta get back onto ShaMay's stuff a little bit. There's lots, whatever. They work you to death. Okay. So, besides that point. So, this was, now I didn't catch this one because I got distracted with something, but I did come back on that day, and I did this, you can see. Okay? I'm looking, right? I've already done this, people. You go into my videos, you'll see that. The problem with YouTube, though, is videos get buried. You can't find them, right? You're right. So that's why you use the playlist. So that's why I'm kind of going to be working on the playlist. Now, on this day, I found that this individual's eyes, Doctor Who, Dr. Death, Doctor whoever she is to you, were not responding like they normally do. You can see that. Okay, for whatever reason, something else was going on here that day. Okay? Okay, you can see this. Right? They looked a little somewhat more, I would say, normal. Right? So something happened. I don't know what happened. It has nothing to do with the lighting. It's all still the same. It's something to do with the actual eye itself. Okay? Right? That struck me as odd because I've already done enough of this to know. Right? Now, if you notice, right, of course, it's the way, this is the way the internet interprets, you know, through the bandwidth. Maybe not. It's hard to say. Because if you notice, it's very just black. Black, black, black. Here, you can see. Now, I'm pretty sure if I take this one, okay, to exposure, you're going to see that film over the eye. Okay, here is the eyelid. And then there's a film on top of the eyeball. You can see it. Okay? Whereas that one's completely black. Okay? Because I don't want to, you know, misinform. I want to understand before I go exactly what the hell it is I've been dealing with all these years that's basically ruined my life and now is really going to stick it to us. Right? Look, you can see it. This one's still black. Okay. Right? Definitely something wrong. You can even see how it goes in here. Right? You can see it again. It's like a film. Right? You can't tell me you can't see that. This is her eyelid. This is something else. This one's still looking pretty damn black. And if you notice, her eyes are not responding like what I just showed you a few minutes ago. From today, from February 1st. We're not getting hardly any of that. For whatever reason, these pupils are like huge, where this eye wants to go black. If I run this through the, you know, if I run this through my editor, the pictures don't necessarily come out very good. I find they do better if I just do it this way. Right? Okay, so what I want you to see, though, here you can really see it. Okay. bubble. What do you think we're looking at? And if you notice, and this is why I say it's a hologram, people. Okay, I come across this. This is too cut. Okay, this is a straight cut. You can't get any more straighter than that. Here, let me move my finger. Okay? It's like a picture on a picture. Alright? I don't think that has anything to do with bandwidth. I really don't. You're missing parts of her lip here. Something was cut out. But what the hell is all this shit in her mouth? Okay? What is that? I don't know. They never really ever show us. Right? So are we back to the beginning? Right? And then, yeah, see, it's hard for me to get into open paint, and then go into open. Oh well. Anyway, we get the point. Okay, so I'm going to finish here. So, needless to say, 2009, 21, almost 2,200 videos later, you're not going to find this, okay, on my channel unless I have this and everything else in a playlist. So I'm going to do that, but I just want to point out, do you see this? Now that this will become available, right, through my playlist, this here, unless I remove this, so people can't be swayed by negativity, because negativity sells, right? Right? I'd have to put this in where you can't see it, because now that people are going to be able to find my older videos, they're not going to look at what was going on. They don't care about that. It's conquer and divide, right? It's not bring the people together and, you know, make families healthier and children healthier and communities healthier. It's destroy, conquer, and maim. And just, right. So I would suspect, because I could go in there and change the settings, I suppose, as I'm going through, right, in my videos, so that, you know, the troublemakers can't influence the greater message here, right, in terms of, you know, we can do this again, right? The question is, will our government allow us to do it, right, in terms of draconian dictatorships with a tyrannical government that's on the loose. So I noticed this, right? So I'm debating whether I should did I put this in my folder already? Yeah, so this one is there. I wanted to hear it a little bit first. I listened to it, right? ShaMay was carrying the camera. This is the kids' camera, right? See, there's Riley. He got frustrated with me because I wasn't out there doing events after 2012 when they took Andre, right? I mean, we did a couple of little bells for Andre, but we never did make it back out there, people. Because then it was Uncle John, and then it was ShaMay. And ShaMay wanted me to get back out there and do something, but, you know, again, there's people out there that are just straight up fucking evil, sick in the head, and destructive.
Everybody wants a handshake. I wanna high five. Baby girls always got a friend that wants to talk to you.
Okay, so as I'm doing this, right? I'm telling you, YouTube fucks with my shit all the time, people. Not only are they bringing these videos in, look at the PSI speed on it. Look at this. They're bringing them in real freaking low. They're lagging, right? I had to bring it up to a 480, as high as it will go. And then it just keeps freezing. It keeps freezing and going around in little circles, you know? You know? Like, it's so disappointing. So fucking disappointing. Billion-dollar company treats fucking the most vulnerable in all of society like fucking shit. All the time. All the time, people. So yeah, it's gonna take a long time to do this. Because I listen to them, right? See, I am removing this. I had to disable comments. Maybe back in the day. I don't know why just comments are disabled. I didn't do that. Hold all comments for review. Only because of trolls. Seriously, man. Right? Only because of trolls, people. What I'm noticing is, 'cause like I say, my shit gets tweaked here all the time. If you notice that, it's not matching up with this. Not matching up with this. It's not even here. It's not even here. They pulled this up from somewhere else. I don't even know where the hell that came from. You know? Right? Oh, look at this. Okay. Oh, this one came in here. Okay. This one's working. This one's working.
Are you trying to be cruel?
Right.
What's her name? Shakira?
I don't even know if I go with ShaMay.
Why don't you check with her?
Right? This is what ShaMay wanted me to do. Now I don't know if I saved that. Edit video. I don't know. I know I went in here. Like look at this. It's not even matching. Doesn't match up. Right? Personally, I think somebody's gone into my videos and I don't know, people. But what can you do? Yeah, see? Look. Remove that. I guess I didn't save it. There, now I'll save it. I don't know. Okay. I think I put it in the thing here. Me and my fuzzy brain. No, I didn't. See? There we go. It's going to take forever to go through over 2,000 videos. Yeah.